What's up, everybody? I'm Colin Wright. We're back from the outside in. This will be episode number 12. We've got the wonderful Julia Burke right here across the table from me.
Hi.
And we're about to talk about,
Everything.
the many different realms in the universe and how we float in and out of them, and what's going on in this realm and how crazy it is.
Yes.
So we're here.
Okay.
So
let's get started.
we were just talking. We were just talking about, how you saw a sign, whatever. I think 666. People confuse that, but what's a sign of the devil? What's this? Well, you're right, but that's what a lot of people have taken it to mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like in the world of politics, because politicians are controlled by the cabal and the global elite, so they'll put 666 everywhere, and they mean bad for it.
Yeah.
But why would every single number repeated mean something good except 666? Well, 666 it means something good.
Exactly.
It has to, unless you have bad intentions for it.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. Like your brain, it makes things out to be what your thoughts are making them out to be. So if you see 666 and you take that as a negative thing because you've been told it's a negative thing, it's going to be a negative thing in your head and you're going to think negatively about it. But when I saw 666, initially I was like a little scared because my whole life I've been taught 666 devil. But then I did my little search on DuckDuckGo.
That's right, DuckDuckGo. For those of you who don't know, don't use Google because they've been known to hide search results. So whenever you're looking up something of some significance, like not just like a football player, but something of significance, use DuckDuckGo because Google's going to tell you what they want you to hear. Go ahead.
The government will tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly. Who owns Google? Look that up on DuckDuckGo, of course.
Who owns TV?
Yeah, right.
Who owns the news?
Because there's 5 major corporations, I think it is. And they control everything. If you can control what the people hear, then you can control what they talk about. You can control basically everything, right?
Yes.
So what were you saying? How you were taught about,
Since I looked it up, and then it, like, the end meaning was really like, initially it said, this number is like commonly misinterpreted by everyone because of like how we've been taught it, and it actually means like I don't know how to explain it, just like a coming of peace over you, a coming of peace, recognizing your thoughts and your thought patterns and trying to change them in the best way that you can, in a positive way. And my dog Finley, he 6 months ago, him and I were meditating with my lapis lazuli crystal, which helps the third eye. And I put the crystal on his third eye and I leaned my head onto his head. This probably sounds weird. But I did that, and then he told me 6 months, and then 6 months later he passed away at 6 a.m. And that day, when I was making coffees at my Dunkin', because my manager did not let me get a day off, literally almost every coffee I made had a 6 in it, and there was one coffee that was literally 666. And yeah, it just sent me a lot of peace over myself. Oh, and the slip today that said Finley Burke, the ending price of it was 666. That just gave me chills saying that.
That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's just like, wow. It's like, because numerology is the study of numbers and how they affect us and what they do, because numbers have some significance and meaning, right? And so it's like my older brother Christopher, he would always, for some reason, we haven't figured this out, but a lot of times you would look at the clock and it would be 9/11, and I don't know why, but that time held some sort of significance to him.
Same here.
And I don't know what the significance is, but there's a reason why numbers are shown to us over and over again, because because remember, we are souls with bodies, not bodies with souls, right? So we have our soul, right? Our individual souls,
Yes.
our our collective soul, and our collectives, it's all connected. So we're connected in interpersonally. So me and you and animals like the birds or dog or the entire squirrels or plants, everything around us is connected because
we're all from source.
Right. We're all from the same exact thing, and we're all connected. So we're all basically the same person,
just
living out a different reality.
Exactly, because we've all grown up with different situations and different life events that make us react in different ways. And like our natural form is literally love and forgiveness and peace, and just like loving everybody, accepting everybody. Because if everyone was loving and accepting, everyone would be able to be themselves. And the only reason that some people have strayed so far away from being themselves is because of the way they grew up, and like people saying, don't cry, don't show your emotions, don't dress that way. And then like they were forced to change themselves because of like a guardian figure or what have you. So now is the time to release your inner child, see who you really are inside.
Yeah, and a lot like if you spend too much time on your stupid phone, then your phone's gonna tell you you have to be a certain person. You have to think a certain way. You have to do this. You have to do that. And it's always this, and that. And you have to fit this mold and be this person. And it's like that's what Instagram and Twitter and Facebook were meant to do. They were meant to make you think less of yourself, so you felt less motivated to do something. And you wanted to spend more time on the app so you could feel better about yourself in some way, so it could distract you. And it's an entire cycle of it's ruining your consciousness, it's ruining your vibration. That's part of the reason I got rid of Instagram. Why do I need Instagram?
I have deleted Instagram too.
Why do I need Instagram?
Why do I need it?
Right, exactly. I'll tell you why you need it. Because you don't need it.
Exactly.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's terrible for you.
It is, because like I remember when I did have Instagram, and sometimes like when my boyfriend posts something, I will re-download it just to like it, delete it right after. But like a couple of times when I was re-downloading it, I went into the app, and then I found myself like 30 minutes went by and I was just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until I had that moment of realization that it was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Literally, I went to a girl's Instagram page and just started comparing and comparing. Why? We're different people. We look different. We act different. Like, what's the reason? What's the purpose? I really think we should deep dive into how the government and app makers design like apps for people to stay as long as possible in them.
Yeah, and there's a great documentary on that. The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Yep, I'll put a link in the description. Don't let me forget that. The Social Dilemma. It's actually amazing. I watched it and it's like, holy shit, these people are doing these things. They get us hooked so that you can. And the patent for the TV. The patent for the TV is literally. And let me look it up so I get this right. It's TV patent.
I never learned I don't really watch TV that much. I never like grew up watching a lot of TV, so I don't know much about this subject. So what do you have to say?
Yeah. So the patent for the TV. Nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors, right? And here is, let me find a good picture.
Oh, the way that they literally add the word manipulation in that.
Yeah, and this is it. I hope it focuses.
No.
It won't focus, but anyways, it's if you want to look it up, just look up TV patent, and the first thing that comes up is, the name of the patent, and then nervous system manipulation. It's crazy, and it's like, why? You wonder why. Oh, why would the government want to get us hooked on these things?
Why would they want to distract us
And
so
people
much?
people who think that the government would never harm them or never do anything to hurt them, those are the craziest, probably not crazy. I don't want to call anybody crazy because everybody's at a different stage, and I was once asleep too. But those are probably the most asleep people
Mhm.
on earth because they don't understand.
Exactly.
They don't want to help you.
They don't.
They want your money, and they
Power.
want power.
Yep.
And they want your power because you have more power than them. I could count on my hand the number of people could fit in this room that have the most influence that are controlling people.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. And that's one of the things. Just like the whole government, they're always saying like the people have the power. Literally, that's like one of the most common phrases that I hear when people talk about the government. The people have the power. And that is like one of the most, I don't know, just like one of the most important things that I have ever learned in history or government class. The people have the power. That phrase always sticks with me. But right now, it feels like we almost don't have the power because the government is controlling so much. And even now they're starting to control like freedom of speech a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I remember my uncle, he was talking to me about like the COVID shot and how he was reading that a person posted on Twitter like the side effects that the COVID shot gave them.
Yeah.
And like Twitter took it down.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single
Yeah.
post.
People have had group chats on Facebook and Twitter
Mhm.
with millions and millions of people joining that group talking about their side effects. And it gets deleted. It gets deleted. And why? Why in the world? Why in the world would it get deleted?
Ugh.
Oh, I wonder why. Why? Well, yeah. Why is there such a need for people? Why is there such a push for people to get this experimental? Yes, it's experimental. Look this up. It is only approved for emergency use. It is under testing, right? And the testing is because they're not doing it on animals because they know it will kill the animals like that. We are the test subjects, right?
We're the animals.
Right. We are the animals, right? So, I forget what I was saying.
I understand.
But yeah, so there's such a need for us to get this experimental thing. Some of them experiment until 2023, 2024. Well, I mean, for goodness sakes, some of these took years to develop.
Literally, like
Years.
the flu shot. The flu shot. Okay.
That's a hoax.
That's
a freaking hoax.
That's a freaking hoax.
Yeah.
And there's like for the flu shot, there is no cure. And now they're literally calling the COVID shot the cure for COVID.
Well,
and it's
and here's another thing. This is COVID-19. This is the 19th version of this virus. There have been other versions of this virus. Coronaviruses happen every single year. What makes this one worse than any other one, right?
I didn't know that. I thought the 19 was because it started in 2019.
No.
Oh.
It's because there's different versions. Coronaviruses happen every year. Why is this one worse? Oh, because the TV told you it was worse because you turned on the news and the news told you this is terrible.
Oh my gosh, Colin, I have literally thought that so many times.
Right. But think, people could turn on the news and the news could be saying stuff like the news would immediately say it's a hoax. And people would probably believe it, right? But the TV's not going to do that. But they can tell you anything.
They want to put fear into you.
Right. They can tell you anything, you'll believe it.
Because
they told you that you know all the, and I don't want to get political, but they told, but this is kind of where we're headed. They told you, you know, like all this stuff. You just believed it. It's like, why do you think people call people sheep? Because you turn on the TV, you see it, and you believe it. Why is there such a big need to push all this stuff on people?
Oh, and that's the whole thing with manifestation. Like, you'll see something, and then if you keep thinking of it, you'll know. Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Do we
Hey.
keep talking?
bro's in here. This is
What?
Carter. Carter, say hey.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey, don't leave her hanging.
What? Sorry.
Okay.
I'm leaving.
Big bro is off to basketball.
Big bro, I'm little bro.
No, you're big.
I'm leaving. Yeah, I'm taller than you.
Yeah.
Short.
All right. See ya.
3 years younger. Too.
Hey, have fun. I'll see you.
I'm shrinking, I think.
That's Carter. If you want, you can go check out the other 2 episodes that I've done with Carter. Awesome stuff. Go check it out.
Link that in the description.
You could just click on the channel, and he was,
It's right there.
second to last one. All right. So you're talking about manifestation.
Yes. And how like everything that you see, you'll notice it pops up later. And I remember like the beginning of COVID, I kept thinking like this is when we got off for 2 weeks of school.
I didn't even get off. They gave us virtual school immediately.
Oh. Huh.
So
Huh.
virtual
It's like
school
they're
is
almost
terrible.
planning for it.
Yeah, virtual schools. That was a mess. They
Yeah.
didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. In-person learning is just like better.
Yeah,
Like
totally better.
the one-on-one connection thing.
Yeah, and even if the curriculum in the school is messed up, at least you're like in person.
Mm-hmm.
You get to interact with people. You know?
Yes. Oh, manifestation. So the more stressed and the more focus that people got on COVID, I feel like that is how like the situation just got worse. Because like when your stomach hurts and you keep thinking about your stomach hurting, it's gonna hurt more.
Yeah.
When you're sick and you're complaining that you're sick and stuff, you're gonna feel more sick. And when you're sad and you keep like going down that sad path in your head instead of thinking, oh my gosh, this is my own brain. I can literally think any thought I want right now. Like think of a dog. You see it. I know you see the dog. Do you see the dog?
Right.
Exactly. Like you create whatever your brain wants to create. And your brain is literally like you. That's like that's the thoughts. That's part of your like your spiritual being.
Right. And you're literally manifesting reality you're living right now. Every single thing that's happening to you, you had it coming. You wanted, you signed up for this.
You signed up for this. You
Right.
signed that contract before coming here.
Exactly. And this is an idea I wanted to share. What if, right? And so reincarnation. And so every single person, right? It's like a play.
Yeah.
Okay. And so our bodies are costumes and our souls are playing a part. And so we can do whatever we want, but we have to be in that body. We have to go with a certain storyline. But we still have that because that's the free will part of it, because we have free will.
Yep.
But our souls reincarnate, but we just go into these, every time, a whole timeline, every single reality exists, every single timeline exists, kind of like some Rick and Morty stuff.
Literally.
But
I think that's why we're so drawn to that show.
because Rick and Morty's cool. It's
It
real.
is.
It's real sci-fi. It talks about all these different things.
Very funny jokes in there.
Yeah, it's real funny. But yeah, I just like the whole reincarnation thing. How does it work? Like I've really thought about it. I've read about it. I thought, how does it work? Because there's no way it's not true. People have done hypnotherapy, and this is a book I've been talking about literally since forever. I tell everybody I know about this book because it's amazing. And here it is right here. Journey of Souls. Journey of Souls by Michael Newton, got a PhD. Case studies of life between lives. All right. And let me read this. Why are you here on earth? Where will you go after death? What will happen to you when you get there? Many books have written about past lives, but there's been little about the ongoing existence of our souls as we await rebirth until the startling and provocative book. So Michael Newton, he was a certified master hypnotherapist. So he would he would hypnotize people and he would do therapy with them while they were hypnotized. And they would tell him about what was going on in their past lives. That's how I know this is real, because this guy wrote a book where people told him this will happen to you in past life. That's how I know it's true. And there's nobody can tell me reincarnation's not true, because this guy has proof.
There's just there's so much proof
Yeah.
out there, but it's so limited to us because we, like, as people, the only time we have ever been told to ask questions is in like math class in school. Just like if you don't know something, ask a question.
Right.
But recently, I've been asking, since a spiritual awakening, I've been asking so many more why questions. And like, why do we die? Why?
Well, we have to
Why?
die because we have to move on, and we have to our souls have to learn different lessons
Yes.
so we can reach enlightenment.
Yes. Oh, enlightenment. I love enlightenment so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You watch Midnight Gospel. You remember
Yeah.
that enlightenment
And
one.
that's another thing.
Oh my
And like
goodness.
Midnight Gospel, that's another one. Duncan Trussell, Midnight Gospel.
Amazing. Netflix.
Yeah.
Free. Well, Netflix isn't. The show is.
Just steal your uncle or your friend or your dog's
Sisters,
Netflix.
cousins,
Yeah.
nephews.
Everybody has Netflix nowadays.
Yes, that is very true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But with the reincarnation,
Yeah.
I strongly believe in the whole reincarnation process because it's been here since like the dawn of time. Like my mom, she's not a spiritual being, but she is a spiritual being, but she's not spiritual. She doesn't practice like being spiritual.
Right. Like me and you, like some real. And let's get this going. I got Sage and I got Palo Sage.
I'm very excited.
You two better not get on me about this. This isn't dangerous. This is good.
It is good.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten community guidelines for talking about half the stuff I talk about on here.
I know, which is, I feel like the freedom of speech, it really starts to get limited once you've reached a certain amount of followers and like get a certain amount of attention until there's like too much attention and then they can't do anything because you're too powerful. But at that point, like you probably sold your soul.
Well, they did it to Donald Trump. They kicked him off Twitter.
That's true.
For I don't know why they kicked him off Twitter. Well, here's the thing. Donald Trump was saying a lot of crazy stuff on Twitter, but they kicked him off Twitter for inciting violence when he literally told people, don't be violent. So like the reason he got kicked off Twitter finally was kind of stupid, but I guess he had it coming because he said a bunch of crazy shit on Twitter. But they kicked him off Twitter for the wrong reason.
Yeah, there were so many more. But the reincarnation thing. Oh my gosh. Also, I've been working on like making it go straight. I don't think I can.
I have a picture. I was burning it one time, and it just went straight, and it was real cool. Let me find.
I understand. I have a couple of videos of it, but the whole reincarnation thing. Like my mom, she's not spiritual. But every time she sees a robin, she's always like, oh, there's grandpa, there's grandma, who are people that pass, because she does believe that they were reincarnated into birds. And I don't know.
Well, then she has to be spiritual. If you believe that something was reincarnated in a bird, you have to be spiritual.
Yep. She has, her and I, we've talked a lot more recently about like her, and I've been trying to really get to know my mom because her and I, we haven't had the best relationship in the past. But then during the spiritual awakening, I realized that's my mom. That's the person that is like most valuable to me in my life right now because of one, all of the trauma that she accidentally inflicted on me that I now have to like grow and learn from. And two, I'm part of her. And at the end of the day, like if you do create your own reality, I love that. Oh my goodness.
I didn't even do anything.
Gosh.
I was just burning it.
Yeah. And the fact that it was right next to the vent, which like has air coming out of it and it was still going straight up.
There's something
going on. Here is
well, that was actually incense.
This is I got you. This is me looking away and you can see it's going sideways. And then I look at it and insert
Because it's your energy.
It's
It's
your
literally
energy.
your energy, because your energy is, it's in everything.
It is. Oh, I love this one.
And that's why I think I posted this on my story.
Mhm.
You want to manifest something?
Mhm.
Put some water next to you, because water holds energy. Put some water on your nightstand before you go to bed, a glass of water.
Mhm.
Write something on the glass. So if you want something, write it on the glass.
Mhm. Like directly on it.
Yeah, helps manifest. That's something I gotta start doing, but it helps manifest. There's so many ways to manifest, and it's so hard because you have to keep a positive attitude.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
you keep going, keep put. That's what I gotta tell people. Keep pushing at it, because
You'll
you'll
get
get
there.
it. You'll get there.
Exactly.
You'll be okay. Don't
Mhm.
worry. None of this is real.
Exactly.
None of this is real.
Oh
you,
my
lit-
gosh.
you literally have so many goes at something. None of it is real.
Like, and that's the thing that I try to keep myself sane with, because at the end of the day, nothing's real.
Yeah.
But then again, at the end of the day, since this place isn't real, there is a real thing, or a real thing like outside of here. Like, we're here for a reason. We're experiencing this for a reason. And then like the whole reincarnation. So there's a part of it that isn't real, but there's a part of it that is real. And it's crazy because like technically like we're all fragments of each other. And like technically I'm talking to myself right now.
Yeah.
Just like a mirror, just like a mural, just a bunch of different pieces to a mural. And it's just a lot of complex stuff that I try to make my brain not spiral into at 3 a.m. when
Right.
I've been thinking about it all day.
I always think, like, do you think it's possible that we can live two lives at once?
Yes. Because Colin,
I don't know.
Colin,
I don't know.
I literally had that thought earlier. I was sitting right here and I was like, he reminds me of myself a lot.
But I don't see. That'll be kind of hard, because I always think, like, could I? Is it possible?
Mhm.
But I don't ever feel a connection to any other thing that I was like, yeah, I could totally be living another life right now.
Yeah, I got you.
I never think that.
Well, there's always like twin flames and
Yes.
all of that fun stuff, people that you're like meant to meet on your journey. So maybe we're not the same person because that would make sense.
I think I was definitely meant to meet you on my journey.
Oh my gosh, I was.
Me and my best friend Jordan.
Mhm.
We've always called each other spiritual twins.
Mhm.
And so I was like, maybe, but there are a lot of people that I'm like, yeah, like you or Ben or Gage or
Mhm.
people I'm like super close to.
Yeah.
That have helped me get to where I am.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, there's definitely something between us.
Heck
But
yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I read something about twin flames.
Mhm.
I had this book that Christopher lent to me, and then I gave it back to him, but it had a chapter about twin flames.
I'm doing it.
It's real cool.
Oh darn it. Okay. I wanna.
You can do that with a candle too. Watch this. You can like move the energy of a candle, because fire is an element, right?
Mhm.
And I think I'm Earth.
You think you're?
I am Earth.
Sure.
You can figure that out.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We have so many nice scents going on.
No, this one doesn't really have a scent, but it's real good if you gaze at it.
Mm-hmm. It's so pretty.
You can. This is the way you get a community guidelines violation for almost setting your hand on fire. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You can just control the. It's a cotton wick too, so it's like. It's real cool. Yeah. That's that.
That's that. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had a conversation with the squirrel.
How did it go? Because I do believe we're closely connected to like animals,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I think squirrels and I have a very nice connection because my whole life, like most of my childhood memories for some reason is talking to squirrels. I don't know why. I just like talking to squirrels, even if they don't talk back. And sometimes they won't.
I used to love squirrels. I thought they were so cute. There was like they're rodents, but technically they are. They're so cute.
Like,
Squirrels are cute.
rodents doesn't mean they're a bad thing. It's just a word.
The only bad rodent is like a mouse.
Really? I'd get a mouse.
No, mice are. Even if you get your pet snake, it's talking snakes. I have this crazy fear of snakes, and it
Mhm.
goes back probably to a past life experience. But
Yeah.
I have this crazy fear of snakes, and I've been trying to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, snakes always scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would go wild
I understand that.
if I ever saw a snake.
Mm-hmm.
Like walking in the woods, I was scared. But now I'm like, well, I mean, I come from nature. The snake comes from nature. Like, how bad can it? I'm not trying to hurt the snake. The snake's not gonna hurt me.
Oh
And
my
the snake
gosh,
does, and I know
yes.
it's meant to happen. So I can't make it do upset. But it's just scary. It's like
Mm-hmm.
slithering around, and you think that, yeah, you think it wants to like tear you apart
Mm-hmm.
because it's always depicted as like an evil creature. Snakes are they're not bad. I get how like I guess they're kind of cute. I don't want them too much anymore, but I used to have this crazy fear of snakes.
I used to have a crazy spear. I used to have a crazy spear. I used to have a crazy fear of spiders because of like I didn't have it until I was 13, but then my brother was afraid of spiders and he said he has arachnophobia. And then I don't know why, but that always stuck in my brain. So over time, when I would see a spider, I would think, my brother's scared of those. I should be scared of those too. And eventually I built it up to the point where if someone even spoke about a spider, like my skin would crawl. But then I started small. I wanted to get away from my fear of spiders. So I went outside. I sat in the grass, which is also very good for grounding. And I just sat there until I saw a daddy long leg. And I just I remember as a kid, playing with daddy long legs. Like they're venomous, but they don't have fangs, so they can't bite you. They can't hurt you. And I just let it crawl around a little bit on me, and that freaked me out a little bit. Not gonna lie, but the more I started to go outside and play with bugs and play with spiders, the more that I got over it because the more comfortable, the more often you do something, the more comfortable with it you get. And now, literally, this is one of the things that was kind of crazy. I was talking to this dude, Mickey Robinson, and before I talked to Mickey Robinson.
Mickey Robinson?
Yes, do you know him?
It's crazy because I was walking out at Chipotle last night. And these two guys come up and probably my age, and they come out and they're like talking like football, and it was like Mickey Robinson's dad. I'm like, who the hell is Mickey Robinson? They said they were talking about Mickey Robinson's dad, and Mickey Robinson was a football coach or something.
Yeah. His dad is a football coach. That's kind of crazy.
All right, well,
Okay.
that's funny because I heard Mickey Robinson's dad is a football coach walking out of Chipotle last night.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
It's true. But I was talking to Mickey, and before Mickey and I had this one conversation, I never ever saw spiders. Like I never ever saw them. And this is definitely a big part of like the manifestation thing. I started thinking about how terrified I was of spiders, and then I kept seeing spiders everywhere. Like I went to my friend Kendall's house and there was a spider in her bathroom. I came home, spider in my shower, spider, until I accepted them. And now I'll only see them when I'm outside. And I thought it was really, really neat because the more you put your brain to focus on something, the more you will focus on it.
Yeah.
It's cool. And it's like also it also has to do with like paying attention to stuff. If it's on your mind, you're gonna be more alert to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So who is Mickey Robinson? Does he go to your school or something?
Yeah, I went to Falston last year. Now I'm on online school, but him and I would always have really good conversations. He wasn't exactly spiritual per se, but I definitely think I can feel that spirituality is like knocking at his door. The conversations that him and I used to have with each other were just like very existential and very like, I don't know, they weren't as deep as you and I, because we go real deep, but they were more like the basic questions that I was beginning to ask in the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And then he started talking to me about like repeating numbers, and I was like,
Hey, Mickey Robinson, if you're watching
Mickey
this,
Robinson,
Mickey, if you're watching this, wake the hell up.
wake
What
up.
are you waiting for?
Good morning. Oh, sorry, Mickey, we just yelled at you. But it's true. Sometimes you do need a wake up call.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll find his way. He sounds like a pretty nice guy.
He really is. And he's doing his best in life right now.
Yeah. Great for Mickey Robinson. I was just wondering, because that's the second time I heard his name within 24 hours, and I was like, something's up with this guy.
What's up with this?
So
What's
maybe
up with it?
maybe I'll meet him one day.
Maybe you will. You know what? If you keep thinking about it, you'll probably see him somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something I want to talk about. So like in Hinduism, so Hinduism, it's the oldest.
My neighbors are Hindu.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Hinduism, it's like the oldest religion that there is, and a lot of the spiritual practices come from Hinduism and Buddhism.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really like caught my eye about it was brain. I lost my train of thought. Hinduism, Buddhism. Yeah, it'll come back later.
I wanted to address when you were talking about grounding. Shoes like this, engage. These are your shoes. When you're watching this, I'm using your shoes as an example. All right. Shoes like this, you see how thick they are?
You see how far they're trying to separate you?
All right. Thick, right? You see that, right? We are not meant, right, to be that far off the ground, that far away from the earth.
Yeah.
The further you are away from the earth, the less connected you are to it. So when you walk outside and you walk barefoot, and not to mention, it's so much better for your feet.
It is. It really
because
is.
you see people like my arches are completely collapsed because I've been walking with these shoes all day. Vivo barefoot shoes, like barefoot shoes like that, best shoes out there that you can wear other than going barefoot. And so I'm saving up to try and buy some. So hopefully when I get a job.
How much are they?
Varies, probably from like 85 to 200. They're expensive, but shoes like that, not everybody's buying them, so they have to make a profit somehow.
Exactly.
But you're so far away from the earth. Like grounding is so important because you want to be connected to the earth.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing with our body. Like our body, whatever you put it through, it will adjust through. And in the beginning, when I started walking barefoot outside, like it would hurt my feet, but I would keep doing it because like it felt so good after. It would feel so much better than when I would like wear shoes and take a walk outside. Like taking my shoes off, taking the socks off, letting everything breathe, feeling connected, feeling the tingly sensations because of the energy of the earth.
Right.
And
you're charging your
body.
That's what it is.
And like over time, your body adjusts to it. You grow calluses on your feet, and like that's just one of the crazy things. Your body will literally adjust. It will adjust to your surroundings. The same thing with your brain. Like your brain adjusts to your surroundings.
Right.
And it's like not a lot of things will adjust, but like outside, you can walk outside. It might hurt for a little bit if you walk barefoot, but after a while, your body is like part of you knows that it's good for you and knows that
Right.
it's okay to be able to grow those calluses
Right.
because it's natural. Because like if it wasn't good, our bodies wouldn't think to like do this
Right.
process
And
of
that's
callusing.
what people did for
Mhm.
years and years. People walked
Exactly.
barefoot.
Exactly.
Why do you think babies' feet are so like spread out
Mhm.
like that, right? But then uh our feet, our toes are closer together and
Is that shoes?
yeah, yeah, shoes because this isn't it's not this is not the shape of it's the shape of a foot, but not the
Yeah.
way that the foot is supposed to be shaped, and so
Yeah.
it really messes.
And
with you.
everyone's body's different. Everyone's
And-
feet are
Now,
different.
why do you think people? It starts with your feet, right? Then people have joint issues. They have ankle issues, right? Which
Yeah.
then affects their knees, which affects their hips, which affects their back, right? And so you're all out of alignment. Another thing is posture, right?
Yep.
If you're sitting slouched and hunched over like this all the time, your posture is going to be terrible,
It's gonna hurt.
And so you sit up straight, right? Relax your shoulders, right? Relax
Relax
them. Because if you hold so much tension in your body, you're gonna put the wear and tear on your body is gonna be crazy. And you should stretch and have good posture and just be more relaxed in everything you do.
Yep. And
And
that's
walk barefoot once in a while.
walk barefoot once in a while.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with like stress and like physical stress and mental stress. The more mental stress you have, the more physical stress you're going to have because
Mhm.
your brain needs to one have a way to release that stress if you're not releasing it.
Yeah.
And two, if you're all discombobulated, your body's gonna feel all discombobulated. So like really taking time to meditate, do yoga. I love yoga. Like literally after I do yoga and meditation at the same time, just to like feel the way my body moves. And it really helps me like since I have ADHD, I have to be doing two things at once all the time. But it always at the end of my yoga meditation, I always feel like my body just feels so much more relaxed and my brain feels so relaxed. And it's like just this warm blanket that's over your whole body. And it's so nice. Oh, that smells so good. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I gotta get more stage. I got a whole bag of Palo Santo.
What is policy? May I touch?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a type of wood.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's very unique. I didn't know that like wood could be used for cleansing too. It's cool.
I remember it because Post Malone said something about it in a song, and I heard him talk about it
And
in a
wanted to
song.
know.
Yeah.
And that's oh my gosh, messages that you get through music, and that's one of the like the most I don't know like entrancing. Is that the right word? Entrancing. That's a word, right? Enchanting. One of those.
Entrancing's probably a word. I gotta look up how long Zoom allows me to record for. So keep talking, I'm listening.
Okay. Like the music you listen to, it goes into your subconscious. And from your subconscious, if you're listening to sad music, you're gonna feel more sad. If you listen to rap music, this is a very fun fact about rap music. You will find that and I know this from personal experience. I'm pretty sure no, my boyfriend might actually watch this. So hi Demetrius, I might expose you. With like listening to rap music, it actually lowers your vibration because the frequency of the music that is listened to, like how many what is it for?
Hertz.
Yes, thank you. How many like hertz and stuff, the amount of them is is it here? No, it's not here. Okay, it's somewhere in here in my phone. But the amount of hertz that it's that rap music contains actually makes the body feel unsettled and uneasy and angrier. And I found that that was true with myself. When I listened to rap music, I did feel angrier. And when I listen to calm, soothing, sleepy dog time music, which is literally what I listen to because it just has a bunch of fun sounds and I like fun sounds, it makes me stim. It like calmed me and made me feel good. So yeah.
Yeah. And here's another thing that's going on with rap music and in music in general. A lot of these people have sold their soul to the devil.
Yes.
Music industry is evil.
Mm-hmm.
It is evil. You sell your soul, and they will put subliminal messages in music. Got nothing good to talk about.
Yep.
It's real terrible stuff.
And I can always see the two sides of it, because some people they like rap music because it helps them express the way that they're feeling. But then I always like, yes, it helps express the way that they're feeling and it validates that. But at the same time, you control your thoughts, and therefore you control the way you're feeling, or you control the way you're feeling, so you control your thoughts, vice versa. For me, my emotions come before my thoughts. I think that is how it is for other people. Like, have you ever had like a situation where you feel something and you know what you're gonna do without even having to hear the voice in your head say what you're gonna do? Like, you just think of something and
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like whenever I go into the Dunkin' Donuts bathroom to use the restroom, I'll just be, I don't know, I just think of something, but think of an emotion, and then afterwards, if I feel like sometimes I don't feel like putting my emotions into words because I already know what the words are, because my subconscious is like extremely loud. And that's one of the things with us. I think both of our subconsciouses were able to connect with them really easily, which is like really amazing, because we have control over our subconscious and we know ourselves. We know what's good for ourselves, and because of that, we stray away from angry rap music. And like, I still like rap music, but I just try to
I listen to rap all day. Logic.
Yeah, like
everybody knows that I love Logic. What am I wearing? It's a Logic shirt. Everybody knows I love Logic, and just, he's so cool. Like, he's not. He didn't sell his soul. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, he's just so cool, and he does more than rap. He did an alternative album. He wrote a book. He wrote 2 books. That's actually, because he only rapper to write a #1 New York Times best-selling novel. Right, it's called Supermarket. It's such a good book. I'll lend it to you if you want to read it.
Could you actually lend me that one?
Yeah, I'll lend you this one.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll lend you that one. Okay. And so he wrote another book. It's a memoir. He's just so cool. His rap is like, it's real lyrical. It's not like Travis Scott. And Travis Scott, people are gonna hate on me because they love Travis Scott. But Travis Scott doesn't rap, but he doesn't talk about anything good in his music. He talks about parties and cars and stuff.
Drugs.
Nobody cares.
Degrading females, women.
Yeah. Like, nothing that Travis Scott talks about is good.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing with like music and the messages that you get from it. If you're like, when you listen to like stuff that talks about things in a certain way, subconsciously you're going to think about that in a certain way too, because whatever you grow up hearing is probably what you're going to believe until you start having those why questions, or until you start trying to find who you actually are and make your own opinions and your own beliefs about things. Because most people's beliefs are from like their guardians, and
what you learned when you were a child, what you were indoctrinated into. Right.
Yes, I love that. You summed it up perfectly with 2 words.
Yeah.
I have to use the restroom.
I was about to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Where is it?
It's that door right there. These things tend to happen.
Yes,
Sometimes.
right here.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'll talk to the people. So I'll use this as a quick time to talk to you guys. I'm back. The podcast is back. This is episode 12. I was gone for a while. We had school, and we had to figure this whole thing out, figure out how to get this whole thing situated. But we're back. We have video for every podcast now. And this is an awesome opportunity to let you guys know. I will be trying to expand on the Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so that you guys can get this stuff more than just one place, so I can cater to everybody's needs. So thank you for the support, and that's it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to address you guys about. And anyway, just thanks for coming along. Thanks for always listening. It's a real pleasure to be here, talking to all you guys, interacting with you guys. Big things coming. Thank you, all of you for the support. I really, really do appreciate it. It's an amazing thing. So let's go. I just talk to the people. You can talk to the people.
Okay, perfect. Hi, people. I don't really know what to talk about. Hi, my name's Julia. I guess I'll talk about like when I started the whole spiritual journey. It was right before I got institutionalized for being I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. But yeah, I bought a rose quartz from this cute little shop, and when I was in the mental hospital, I kept having super vivid dreams, and I really started to ask myself the why questions. And I, like, the whole time I was in that mental hospital, I just kept thinking, the rose quartz is waiting for me at home, and I have to work with it. I have to work with that rose quartz. Hi. I was talking about my first crystal and the process that it led me through. Very nice.
How long have we been going at this thing?
I have no idea.
It's 2:40.
I got here around, it's probably almost been an hour, or has been an hour.
Yeah. Either way, we can keep going. I don't know.
I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I've got no problem continuing to go on this thing.
I do want to try yoga and or meditation with you before I leave today, like not in the podcast or in the podcast if you guys want to see us do downward dog. I'm funny. What's on your mind, sir?
No. I don't know what I was gonna say. There's always something to talk about.
That's true. And when there's not, you find something.
Yeah. I was thinking about let me clear this idea with you, see what you think. Doing a marathon 24-hour podcast.
You're telling me about that, and yes, I agree to it. I very much will show up.
So the plan would be I would have people come here at different times. And people would just pop in and sit here. We'd have a grand old time. And we could bring multiple people in here, so people could be sitting here and there and whatever. It would be awesome. Yeah, I want to do a 24-hour live stream podcast.
Ooh, live stream.
I would live stream it probably on YouTube.
Very nice.
Or I might just record it on here in multiple installments. But I want to do a marathon of some sort. I want to go for a while.
Heck yeah.
Just shoot the shit with people, talk to people
and have a bunch of people just shooting ideas back and forth.
People will come by at different times.
Oh my gosh.
Ben would pop in and Gage would probably be here the whole time.
Is Gage spiritual?
Not.
I know he's Christian.
Not like me.
Gotcha.
He's not like he doesn't believe in the whole crystal or sage or even like signs
Yeah.
like your like Capricorn or Taurus or whatever your sign is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not big into that. He thinks it's all a sham, and I'm trying to get him on it, because it's all good stuff. But that's his thing. If he wants to believe it, I don't try and push my beliefs on anybody because the most important thing is everybody learns different things at different
Yes.
times. So
Yes.
like that's okay. It's totally okay if you don't believe that.
You'll learn it in your
Yeah.
next life.
Yeah,
And if not that one, you'll keep doing it until you do.
right. Like there's no issue with being yourself
Mm-hmm.
and staying with your ideas and what you're comfortable with. That's why you never try and push anything on anybody.
Exactly. And most things you do have to learn on your own. Like
Yeah.
I want so deeply to be able to like talk to my parents about this whole spiritual thing so that they can help themselves because my mom, she desperately needs to go back to therapy and I keep telling her that politely of
Of
course.
course.
I
Yeah.
don't say mom
Never.
therapy. I
Never.
would get my butt whooped. But I've tried to talk to her about going back to therapy and
Oh wow, it's creating a whole
I
thing
love
on the
that.
screen. That's cool.
That is very cool.
It's a candle, by the way.
It's a very nice candle. And I've been trying to like have her better herself and like just have her just wake up a little bit because she's already a little bit awake. And I don't know, I've been really realizing how much of this spiritual journey I did by myself because I don't know how this happened, but literally 2 weeks ago was the first time that I ever like said anything to my parents. I was like, yeah, I'm spiritual. And apparently they just didn't know. They would just assume me buying crystals, going out into the yard and putting a crystal on my forehead was just for fun. But yeah, and then
It's funny. I can't imagine somebody doing that stuff for fun. I can't. It's like it's so serious, but
it is.
I can't imagine people. Yeah.
Mhm. And that's one of the things that people misinterpret about the whole like meditation and peaceful mindfulness and stuff. Sometimes it's not completely peaceful. And like spirituality, not all of it is like feeling complete bliss and stuff because there are different stages of like spirituality. There are like um I think that it's 6 or 8 stages, maybe 7. But a couple of the stages, it's like, oh, I remember one of the stages. It was the bliss stage. It lasted for 2 days and it was the most insane thing. I literally have it all written down in my notes. Basically that day my mom and I like we hadn't spoken for weeks and then she came outside and she hugged me and she talked to me. And then later let's remember. Oh my gosh, I remember listening to a song and I was like, okay, when this song is over, I'm gonna pick up my phone and if the time says 11:11, I will um you know what, I'm just gonna read this. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead,
a
read
quick
it.
reader.
You got time.
Okay. It started earlier when I was laying with my dog under the stars and asked the universe for a sign while crying. Then my mom walked out and I could feel that the energy had somehow just changed. It felt a little lighter. I thought to myself, could this be the universe? I mean, I thought to myself, could the universe have healed my mom's and I's relationship? Could she have been my sign? And quickly brushed that idea off because like, what the fuck? That's not going to happen. But then we hugged and started talking and I started crying and she started to get teary eyes because we were talking about our feelings with each other and that never happens. And then I just started being nicer to her and was completely less annoyed with her. We're so alike and we react so the same to situations, which was another thing I realized. And then we came upstairs and I decided that I'm gonna stop/slow down with smoking and quit nicotine, which I don't really know if it's true or not because I'm not strong-willed. But yeah, we smoked a joint together and we just talked about our feelings and how we're both really guilty feeling people. And because we're guilty feeling, we think the other person's
Can
trying
I-
to manipulate
Can I,
it. Yes.
can I stop you there?
Yep.
That's so fucking cool. That's so cool. Smoking a joint with your mom, bro. That's the most fun thing ever. That's gotta be amazing. That's gotta be crazy.
It is.
I
It
can't
really is.
imagine. I can't imagine just like like
Rolling up. Here, mom.
with your
Mhm.
with your mom. Oh my god, that's crazy.
And that's
That's awesome.
another part about
You can keep reading if you want. I just thought that was
yes.
actually amazing. That was real funny.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I said, wait, 11:11. It's 11:11. Holy ducking shit. Oh my fucking god. Okay, like 10 seconds ago, I was like challenging my spirit guide to test if I was crazy or not, and told myself to go into the timer app and press stopwatch and see how long it took to get to 11:12 seconds. And I told my spirit guide to make it be 11 seconds away from 11:12 p.m. And then when I pressed my stopwatch, it said 11 seconds and it turned to 11:12. Oh my god, I literally just connected my subconscious to my mind. Well, I've actually been doing that for my whole entire life, but I just looked it up and realized that I'm constantly in communication with my subconscious because I overthink so much because I'm zoning out all of the time. I've just been ignoring. And then I guess I forgot to write the rest of it. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's just so cool.
I know.
You're so connected.
I feel like people with like people that aren't neurotypical are just genuinely more connected to like
Yeah.
the way we feel.
They're on a different wavelength.
Yeah,
They're living a
literally.
different. They're not living a different life, but they kind of are. Like
Yeah.
their mindset is so different. They're
Yeah.
like they're spirit guides in a way. This is something I want to have done. When I have a child,
Mhm.
I want the birth to be done underwater with dolphins. You ever heard of dolphin birth?
I haven't.
Those kids
Mhm.
are freaking geniuses. They're the smartest kids. They're so amazing. They're so like awesome. That's what I want my kids to be born in. So it's a dolphin birth. I've heard great things about it.
That's very cool. Does it
Yeah.
like heighten smartness or like awareness?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it a lot, but
Mhm.
I know it's an amazing thing.
That's
But
very
guaranteed, my kids are going to be great kids either way, because I
Very
won't
true.
have them hooked on Cheetos and sodas, and from the time that
they're born.
yeah, and I won't have them on all this medicine and everything. If they're gonna have any medicine, we're gonna have our own garden, and they're gonna take some of the herbs that are outside. We're not gonna
Yep.
do any of this, pills and all that.
Mhm.
Those don't help. They help one thing and they hurt another. That's the
They
thing.
help
with
the pharmacy
right.
companies.
That's the thing with big pharma.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So I'm on 3 medications. One is for my ADHD, one's for my depression, and the other one is a depression and anxiety mood stabilizer. So now I'm kind of in a place where I feel extremely stuck because if I go off of those meds, I'm gonna have horrible withdrawals for a week. And I tried to do it, but I literally wasn't strong enough because it was either or take the meds. So
I think you can work past it.
I think I can too.
I really think you can. And I think it's important that you do.
My plan is to go home, look up like herbs and remedies and stuff. So I really want to look up the chemical compound of each medicine I take, like look up all of that and then try to find the natural version that'll do the same exact thing, incorporate that while I'm taking my meds so that when I stop taking my meds, I already have these herbs and stuff in my system. And then from there, I can go off my meds, maybe a little withdrawal, but I'll have the herbs in me. Because like you shouldn't have to take something to like make it so you don't have withdrawals. I don't know. I feel like if something gives you withdrawals, you really shouldn't be doing it. Like if a
Yeah.
substance is giving you withdrawals, you shouldn't really.
I don't
do
even
it, I
think
guess.
I don't even think you necessarily need it, because remember what depression is. Remember what anxiety is. It's a mindset.
I think you just took me off my meds.
Because the reason you're depressed, the reason you're anxious. One,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with having ADHD. You shouldn't have to take a medicine just because you have ADHD.
Yeah.
2, because then it's like, well, you're not normal because you think a different way.
Yeah.
Well, then why the hell am I here?
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. It's no, right? And so it's like depression and anxiety, to some extent, everybody deals with depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
You have a breakup with somebody that you've been with for 3 years, yeah, you're
Mhm.
gonna be a little depressed,
Yeah.
right? You have anxiety, stuff happens, issues at home.
Mhm.
Nobody has a perfect family,
Mm-hmm.
like I developed anxiety from family issues,
Yeah.
but you work through it,
Exactly.
right? There's a natural feeling, and you should be able to feel it naturally and work through it naturally
Mhm.
without the help of medicine.
Mm-hmm. That's. I don't know. I don't know why, but my brain. I have been extremely programmed to thinking, oh my gosh, medication's good, because I remember when I started taking my meds, how much better I felt and how much more normal I felt. But the meds, now I'm like, you're kind of opening my head, and now I'm thinking like the meds were making me feel the societal version of normal, what they
Yeah.
want me to be, what they expect me to be.
Right.
And whoa, that's the government
They tell you
making
that,
their idea of normal.
yeah, the idea of normal is you were born, this is who you are, these are your circumstances. You can deal with them, or you can take a drug, feel a little better about it, but still have to deal with the same thing. Like the cause for your depression, it's not going to go away because you take medicine.
Exactly.
You're just going to be a little more numb to it.
Oh my gosh, preach. Okay, yep, going home, gonna slowly start decreasing off my meds.
And I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a
costs
great
you
idea.
less. It costs you less money, and
Literally.
you get to be yourself and live your life.
Oh,
This is why I rarely take any sort of medicine because I don't need it. My body, your body it works in such an amazing way.
it does.
Your immune system is so natural that you don't need, unless you're dependent on it. And the reason you'd be dependent on it is because you've been taking it your whole life. You don't need any medicine. You don't need a shot.
Yep.
You don't need a pill.
Yep.
You don't need anything. Go to therapy. Do breathing exercises. Meditate, and you'll be fine. But the fact that people think I need a pill and I need a shot to feel better, to be healthy, no, that is in no way true and in no way possible. Because people are dying and overdosing, and it's like, why do you want to? If there's a side effect for it, I probably shouldn't be taking it, because there's not a side effect to natural herbs.
Yep.
And you know what they're calling it? They're calling plants alternate medicine. It's not alternate. It was the original. They didn't have pills and shit 100, not 100, but like 100,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Millions of years ago. If that's how long we've been here.
We don't know, because we don't know literally like
carbon dating tells us we've been here for billions of years. But how the hell am I supposed to know if that's true or not? I don't
We're
know
in
this
the
stuff.
present. We're in the future.
I'm not a scientist.
And
I don't care how long we've been here, but I've been told we've been here for billions of years. I've been told we've been here for 10,000 years.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yep. And we've been told, like, there are so many things that we've been told that we really just don't know if they're true or not. But I know that when I feel that something is true, do you get the tinglies? Sometimes I get the tinglies.
Spiritual
Tinglies.
Spiritual chills. You saw that on my story, yeah.
And maybe I most certainly took a screenshot.
Yeah, you took a screenshot. Yeah.
Ooh. But like, yeah, the tinglies. I get the tinglies quite often when I'm talking to you, which I think is why I feel most connected to you, because like you give me the tinglies. The tinglies are good because that means that like there's truth in what we're speaking. And that's
Yeah.
one of the most comforting things.
Yeah.
My podcast.
I just gotta make sure it's still going.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm using it to record it to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Here are our faces. Face roll.
I forget what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something earlier.
Medicine.
No, it was minutes before.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The government.
I'm not the government.
Well, that's always a
I
possibility.
don't know. 'Cause it feels like every one of these things is connected to it. The government, nothing. I don't know about the government. Government's kind of wacky.
It is.
Bunch of whack jobs, bunch of pedophiles and liars.
Literally.
This guy it's real funny. The health director, Matt Hancock, the guy in the UK,
Mhm.
resigned because he was having an affair and he was lying to people and he just resigned. And it was so crazy that this politician, just like us, he's having an affair, he's lying to people, he's doing this, he's doing that. There's this other guy in the UK, I forget what his position is, but his name's Boris Johnson.
Mhm.
And he's over here, like they want him fired because he was in a meeting making jokes and he was like, talking about like how should we handle the situation, and he's just in there cracking jokes and he doesn't really care. These people don't realize politicians are just like us. They want to do the same things as us, or they're real weird and they
Mhm.
worship the owl god Molech at Bohemian Grove.
Yep.
You know Bohemian Grove?
I don't.
Well, it's this place in California where they go and a bunch of politicians and celebrities and they worship this owl god and they do sacrifices and rituals, and there's documentaries and books about it, but it's Bohemian Grove and there's this owl god Molech
Mhm.
and they worship him, and it's
Weird.
real weird. Molech, here it is. You look up Molech, Molech the owl god. I'm trying to find a picture. Yeah, let me just look at Bohemian Grove.
I gotcha. That's one of the things about politicians. Like,
Yeah, here they are worshiping this owl god.
literally.
Look at this. There's fire and hell and
Oh my
brimstone, and there's an owl. There's a huge statue of an owl, and they're worshiping it. I mean, like,
Ugh.
this is what these politicians and celebrities do. They're part of this secret society where they go and worship a freaking owl,
Mm.
and they're over here. I did an episode about like, God, I can't get this thing to stand up. About like all the pedophilia that goes on and everything. I did part 1. I don't think I'm going to do part 2 because it was such a pain to go through all the information and
Yeah.
take notes. But like they were literally using code words. They decoded it. They were using code words for certain types of kids. Pretty much rape. If you want to call it rape, that's what it is.
Mhm.
And it's disgusting stuff. It's disgusting, and
It
a lot
is.
of them are part of it. But a lot of these politicians, people get confused. A lot of these politicians, some just they want to help the community. They got in it because they want to help the community.
Yep.
And they just want to do their job. And then afterwards, after all that stress and everything, they just want to go out and grab a beer with their buddies.
Grab a cold one.
Yeah, they're normal friends and not worry about all the shit they have to worry about with the crazies in Congress and the Senate and everything.
Mhm.
A lot of them want to do that, but there are a lot of them that are really weird. Like Anthony Weiner. You know about Anthony Weiner? He was
don't
this
know
U.S.
about-
representative that was sending naked pictures of himself to 15-year-old girls.
Oh, God.
Yeah. This guy's in his 40s.
Oh, come on,
He's-
Wiener.
And what a funny name too. But like, and there was John Podesta, and
Pedophile.
yeah.
Ugh.
I just it doesn't sit well with me. And Hillary Clinton and all of them. And
Power
Yeah.
goes to the head.
yeah, you think you can do anything when
Literally. But also at the same time, power in the right hands is amazing. You just have to know how to harness it and how to use it, because we as individuals / not individuals, because what is individuality at this point? Excuse me, I almost choked there. That would have been nice. But like we all, darn it was a really great thought. Why ADHD? What were you talking about?
we as individuals, you're talking about power and now it goes in the head.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We as individuals, we do have so much of that power in our heads, but the government, it always goes back to the government. They're
Uh-huh.
trying to suppress that because they know that we have the power, and we've spoken about this so
Yeah.
many times. At some point, you just feel like a broken record, just
Yeah.
talking about this stuff, and like the power that we hold in our brains is far superior than the bad power. Well, I say bad power, some people like bad power, but I think it's far superior than the bad power that like some politicians and
Yeah.
people that crave the power, because there's a difference between craving the power and having the power.
Well, I wouldn't call it what politicians have. I wouldn't call it power. I call it influence, because the power lies with the individual.
Yeah.
You give something power by going with it, right? So if you say no and you put your foot and say no, I'm not doing that, you have the power. But if you just say, yeah, I'm gonna listen to this guy because he said this, you have the power to say
Yeah.
no, put your foot down. People protesting stuff, right?
Yeah.
What happens? Things get changed.
Yep.
You can affect change because you have power. The power lies with you, but you have to realize that, because if you don't, you're going to wake up and you're going to be in this dystopian society where all this crazy stuff is happening. So that's the crossroads that we're at now, when people are waking up and saying, yeah, I have power. I realize, and I can do this, and I will do this.
Yes.
Yep.
Tingles.
Like this is the fact that we're here today and talking about this stuff and letting people know that's real rebellion.
Yes.
That's what they don't want us doing this. They don't want it.
They don't want it.
But
They
we're
want
here,
to
we're
keep us.
doing it.
We're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, FBI agent. What do you want to do? Smack me? Oh.
Yeah. No, it's not.
I'm gonna get like bitch slapped now.
And Siri.
There's a dog. I just saw a dog.
Yeah. The neighbor has a dog.
Oh.
Siri.
Siri.
Spelled backwards. What can you tell me what Siri spelled backwards is?
IRIS.
Can you?
Iris. Tell me more about Iris.
Okay.
All I know is the Iris crystal.
Iris.
Mhm.
Iris is the eye. Okay, it's another name for the eye.
Oh, yeah.
The all-seeing eye, also found on dollar bill,
All seeing.
also known as the symbol of the Illuminati.
All seeing. All
The
hearing.
all-seeing eye, because your phone is always watching and listening. This guy did an experiment. He took an infrared camera and he put it to his phone. Your phone is taking infrared pictures of you. That's why you can't see it. Your phone's taking infrared pictures of you every 5 seconds.
I turned my Siri off. Even if I
It's crazy.
press on it, I have to type it. Even though they probably can still hear me. It's just a little fuck you to them.
Yeah, they make it so. You ever watch? You know Edward Snowden?
I don't. You put me on so many great people.
I have.
You really do.
I have. Edward Snowden.
Okay.
You should
Going in the notes.
type that in and look up and watch the movie Snowden.
Okay.
It's a great movie. You guys should watch it too. All you.
Oh.
It's called Snowden.
It's going into Julia, Colin and Julia's midnight errands. I forgot that I made that
Yeah.
notes. Can you type it in because I don't know how to spell.
It's Alan Watts, not Alex.
Oh, well,
And that book up top there is an Alan Watts book. We're looking at.
you have a little library in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of cool stuff. And there's stuff that I haven't even discovered that's really cool. There's
Mm-hmm.
documentaries, they got a whole list of documentaries and stuff.
I
wanna
love
watch.
documentaries.
I don't. Hey, I say screw movies. Screw
Yes.
movies. I like watching documentaries.
Learning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it expands your mind, and it's just so cool.
Learning to me is so fun, especially learning about like who we really are and like finding a sense of awareness, because that's what people are struggling with the most of these days, like finding who we are, because the more that the older like the government gets, the more power that they're gonna get, the more power they put over us and all that stuff. So like we just like forget like who we are, and like we went through a point where we were forgetting like who we are, but now with the whole spiritual awakening, people are waking up, they're learning, people are spreading information. There's a lot of false information going around TikTok that you really have to do your research with.
TikTok is
Exactly.
Don't even get me started on what TikTok's doing. Oh man, it's no good. But what were you saying?
Oh yeah, we started to really stray away from individuality, which is something that I've been recognizing a lot, because with Instagram and with social media, there's a perfect expectation of what people are supposed to look like. And that's why like in my opinion, when I think of like the perfect female or whatever, my brain goes to blonde eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes, like perfect straight hair and stuff. And it's just the idea, because I've noticed that all of the blonde hair, blue eyed people, it's weird because they all like started to like dress the same, and like
Yeah.
everyone is fitting into a category of the person that they see in their head when they think girl, boy, they, them, like
Right.
whatever. It's just like you're starting to, I feel like sometimes people are starting to not be themselves, which is where like body dysmorphia and eating disorders start from, like comparing yourself, like that. Then that goes back to like you are your body. You're not going to look like someone else. You're not going to, well, you can dress like someone else, but why would you? You're not expressing yourself. You need to be able to express yourself.
Right.
So yeah, and I think with the whole spiritual awakening, people like spiritual people, like you sometimes it's noticeable. Like if you look at me, like maybe you think I might be a little spiritual baby, like
Yeah.
bright stuff, flowy stuff, naturey stuff, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And because it's a form of expression. And
Right.
yes, I very much like the wax candle.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It probably costs like $20,
I like it.
but it burns forever. It just burns real cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Is that your first one?
Yeah, I've had this for months now.
Oh, that's sick. How often do you use it?
All the time.
Wow.
Probably
And it's still.
yeah, it burns like 80 hours burn time.
Wow.
So I've got I think it never runs out.
Will it slowly start to go down?
No, it's like it caps off here. And if you put it up, watch. And the flame will get bigger and it has more time to prepare. Yeah, and it's a cotton wick too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what does the cotton wick do? Like, what's different about it? I know it's cotton. Is it better for you?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the beeswax is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. That's that.
What time is it? Thank goodness.
3:13.
Chopping it up with our words.
Yeah. How long do you want to go for this thing? I've got. I don't know if my dad's coming back. When
Okay.
he's coming back. I don't know.
Would you like to take a little chill down brain break? Because
Yeah.
I get very overwhelmed very quickly, and we just did a lot of talking.
Yeah. We can end this thing now, and
Okay.
then we can just do it. Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. This podcast, episode 12 from the outside in. I will I'll have someone else on soon. It'll be an awesome time. We'll have fun, and I'll let you guys know. Thanks for coming. Have a great day, and be good to yourselves. See ya.